And according to YouTube, we are live. And of course, now that we're live, I just noticed that I did not hook up my microphone. So I hope the audio is good enough to get us through today without the super mic. Grab your Monster energy drinks, your coffee, your water, whatever you need to get yourself going. And let's get prepared for the October edition of the Mad Society Live Mastermind Q&A, get together, powwow. Let's get together and feel all right. Jam session with myself, all of your pals from the forum, and all of the love in the universe to guide us through. Now, I see a lot of people are coming into the room. Same scenario. We had a lot of questions come through. There is no way in hell. There's like 40 questions in there. So what I did was we did some voting, and the questions with the most likes, quote unquote likes, will be answered more in depth. And there are some that have no likes or one, like if someone liked their own post, their own question. I'll try to touch on it, but they will be very, very short answers. Like for an example, well, we'll get to it. Now, let me say also, I had a thing I was going to have you guys do. If you read the post, it says, no, it's not even there. Never mind. It's all good. Yeah, man, so let's get started. Looks like a good group of us are here. I guess we'll go ahead and start. Usually we wait a few minutes, but right now, I mean, the room is full, man. That's awesome. Glad you're here, guys. It's been a pretty epic week. We're in the last part of the year. I hope you guys are live and running campaigns. And I hope, if nothing else, I hope you're having fun. Because half the battle is if you enjoy what you're doing, it's really not work. You know, if you love what you're doing and you're having a good time. Sorry, in the beginning, as most of you guys know, if you don't know, my name is Malin. I've been around for 10 years. I've been doing affiliate marketing for right about 10 years. I made a lot of money starting about 8 years ago. That's when it really kicked in for me, when I made a transition from SEO to paid traffic. That first month that I was paying for traffic, I lost personally $3,000 in cash. I lost $3,000. I had 15K to my net worth to my life, and I lost $3,000 my first month. But I was having so much fun that I went ahead and continued. Even though I knew I was losing money, I was having so much fun that I kept going. And the next month, I made profits, and the next month after that, and then it just mushroom clouded a few months later. It blew up in a big, big way. So remember, all of us lose money in the beginning. If there's any lesson I can give you right now in this session, it is that, remember, especially if you're new, every campaign I launch, every campaign that everyone launches, every campaign I launch to this day loses money in the beginning. Sometimes hundreds, sometimes thousands. And in some periods, I've lost tens of thousands before the campaigns turned around. Now, I'm kind of a lunatic and I had a lot of money to play with, so that may not be your scenario. But just remember that before you can make forward progress, you have to take a step back. You will take a step back. In the beginning of a campaign, you just lose money and lose money while you're trying to figure it out. And then you slowly turn it around, and then it becomes profitable. The problem is 99% of people, while they're losing the money in that initial pullback, they quit. And when you quit, you're done. You never get the chance to see the turnaround that happens as you figure things out. Remember, every campaign starts off a loser, money gone. And slowly but surely, you can turn it around. I say that because a lot of people still contact me to this day and they say, hey, this campaign's losing money. What am I doing wrong? I'm like, well, you're in your first 2 days. You're doing nothing wrong. It's supposed to be losing money. And they go, oh, I didn't know that. So I hope that helps you guys who are confused. Now, I'll just let you know, too, that I cannot see YouTube change the way that they do things. And I cannot see the live chat right now in the way that I have it set up. I'm going to give it a quick look and see if I can see the live chat. YouTube changed the way that they do things. See?
And I cannot.
Now it's not working. So that might not even work. But regardless, we have everything we need. Live control room. And I'm going to answer all of your questions starting in just a second. Let me see if I can open up the live chat. There may not even be a live chat, to tell you the truth. Either way, we're here. Let's do it. And let's get started. I'm going to start with the questions that have bananas number of likes, like this one from Lingo. What's up, Lingo? This one's got, like I said, it's got many, many likes. So we're going to start with it and spend some time on it. It says 2 questions for you. Number 1, can people hide their real landers from the spy tools? And if they can, how can I find the real ones being used? Okay, not very many people hide their real landing pages from spy tools. I'd say maybe 5% of the industry hides. I don't. I never have. I've never bothered with that. It's something I don't really worry about. But if you're spying and you're suspicious that what you're seeing is not real, there's a few things you can do. You can, depending on the spy tool that you're using, you should be able to see, using the spy tool, what traffic source they're on. If it's a good spy tool, it will even show you the website that's being advertised on. So let's say you find an ad, it's running on Rev Content, and then the spy tool shows you that it's running on NBCnews.com. If you're suspicious of the ad that you're looking at, if you think they're cloaking the spy tool, just go to you have to manually go to the traffic source, to the NBCnews.com, browse until you see the Rev.com widgets, and then click the ad from there. If it's the same thing, there's a 90% chance that they're not hiding their landing page and that's what they're really doing. If you want to take that one step further, because I used to do this, I would specifically cloak affiliates from seeing my landing page. I didn't care about the traffic source. I just didn't want other affiliates seeing what I was doing. And it worked. And what we did was we cloaked everyone who had visited well-known affiliate marketing forums, well-known affiliate marketing networks, because there's no reason why a normal average human being would have ever visited wickedfire.com or stackthatmoney.com. There's just no reason why they would be there unless they were an affiliate. So I would do that, and that worked really well. So if they're doing that to you now, you can clear your cookies, do it on your phone, look at any computer that's not your own, because what they do is they take your IP address, or your computer may be tagged as a guy who's visited madsociety.net, and these guys know, cloak everyone who visits madsociety.net because they're all affiliates, right? So that's some things you could do. Number 1, go to the exact widget on the live site, NBCnews.com, or whatever. And number 2, use a different browser, a different IP address, or a different device completely. You know, go to Starbucks on your phone and see if you can see their landing page, because sometimes, like I said, they're just cloaking all affiliates generally. That was a manual solution that I used to do that. A friend of mine built it, and it's not up for sale or anything. To tell you the truth, I don't even know if it works anymore, but it worked really well at the time, because I knew, because my friends would contact me and go, "Why are you running this weird web page?" And I'm like, just don't worry about it. They had no idea. They had no clue. I told them years later. All right, so that's the first question about hiding landing pages from spy tools. You can do that. That's not really the question, but there are scripts you can put on your landing page that'll keep spy tools out. I don't do that, so I don't know them off the top of my head, but I know they exist. So if one of you is doing that, post it in the comments or post it in a new thread in the forum, because that would be helpful, I'm sure, for many, many of our members, if they could keep their landing pages and campaigns out of the spy tools. If anyone's doing that, directly after this, or after you see this, post it in the forum how you do it. I know it's like a few scripts you have to put on your page, and that's really it. Okay, so the second part of this question, when testing offers to find ones that have potential, how should I set up the targeting in Rev Content? Would it be separate ads to a specific topic, brand, country? How could it be split out? I'm on a $100 a day budget. Okay, so for me, when I'm testing new offers on, well, let's say Rev Content, because a lot of you guys are using it, the targeting I would set up would be, number one, I would ask my rep. I'd say, okay, here's my 3 campaigns. I'm doing flashlights, I'm doing the tracker, and I'm doing auto insurance. What topics do you suggest that I test these on? You know, my main focus in the beginning is I want to turn an ROI. I don't care about volume yet. I just want to get profitable. What should I focus on? And they may give you some tips. And 50% of the time, their information is good. It's just, it depends on who your rep is. If you have a great rep, they'll know. If they're new or if they're not a great rep, they'll give you bad info. And you'll learn the hard way by losing money. So number one, ask your rep. Number two, use common sense. Like right now, if I was going to do an insurance or any financial related offer, I would run it on the topic news, right-wing news, general news stories. You know, you want to be on the news websites. Those seem to do best for insurance, refinance, credit reports, anything having to do with like fixing your credit, saving money on your bills, you know, car insurance. Those do generally well on the news sites. Then remember, common sense. If you're promoting a skincare BSL, target women. And you do that through, you can either do topic and just target women's needs, like they have women's health, women's beauty, women's whatever. Target those to start off with. And just pick one or maybe two, you know, and just make it very common sense. Don't worry about volume yet. You're still like weeks away from bringing up your volume. Just focus on taking the common sense approach first. So whatever you think, whatever would match your offer the best, start there. And then you can get creative later. Like you can test out the humor channel or the humor topic. And sometimes you can get that to light up. Or maybe, you know, automobiles will work for a skincare lender. You just really never know. But always start with the most common sense option you have. Ask your rep, and then number two, just use your brain. Well, I was gonna say one other thing. Oh, and if you found, as far as devices go, if you found the ads being run on mobile, start with mobile. If you found them on desktop, start with desktop. I say that, it sounds like common sense, but a lot of people do that wrong. They'll spy and find an ad on mobile, then they'll try to launch that same one on desktop and it won't work. It's like, dude, maybe it's not a desktop campaign, you know? But that's what I would do. I would take 3 of the best ideas, load up 3 campaigns, 5 ads in each campaign. If you only can spend 100 a day, I would manually pause and unpause each campaign when they spent $33. You're gonna have to do that for the first 3 days. Your first step then is gonna be pick which one looks the best or lost the least. If one made some money and the other 2 lost, go with the one. If they all lost money, go with the one that lost the least amount of money, or that got, if they made no money, go with the one that got the highest ad CTR, and then pursue further. That's exactly what I do. One country, you know, don't try to get crazy. You just want to, in the beginning, you're just kind of, you're throwing things out there to see if they'll work at all. Don't worry about getting fancy and like trying to cloak and exit pops and all this stuff. Remember, in Mad Society, we do one thing at a time. So in the beginning, if you're testing the 3 campaigns, don't concern yourself with profitability. Don't concern yourself with ads, angles, nothing. Only thing you worry about in the beginning is which of these 3 campaigns operates the best. Don't pause ads, don't pause widgets, don't change anything, don't try to optimize anything. Just watch what happens, maybe 2-3 days, $300 investment to see which campaign you're even gonna run. Then the next test will be, you pause 2, you have 1. So the next test would be angles, and that's it, or devices, mobile versus desktop, and that's all. Test one thing at a time. When you try to test 3 campaigns and 2 different devices on each campaign and 5 different countries in each campaign, you will go crazy, get lost, and give up. So that's why I recommend one thing at a time. Initially, you're only testing the 3 against each other, Then you have the one, so you're only testing angles. Then when you get that, you're only testing landing pages. Then when you're done with that, you're only testing headlines on the landing page, you know, one thing at a time. I hope that helps, brother. Lingo. And I hope that helps a lot of people, because I think that one got one of the top. Oh, this one's even got more likes. And it's also about spying, and it's from I Am Andy. What's up, Andy? Question about spying on offers. When I spy, I'm not sure how to choose the best offers. How do you find the best? What are the indicators? Okay. And you want a detailed instruction of my spy process. Detailed, bolded in black. We want details. And I hate to disappoint you, but it's not a very detailed process. What I do is very basic. A lot of people try to be scientists with this thing. They think you need to be a science person and there's some algorithm and blah, blah, blah. Here's what I do. I log into a spy tool. My favorite spy tool right now is advault.io. We have a free trial discount. We have an offer in the forum if you want to try it. I have never used it. They gave me an account to test. I love it. Right now it's my favorite one for native. So what I do is I log into advault.io and I'll look up the traffic source that I want to spy on. And I'll look at their top ads. If they're all brand ads, I'll try to go a little deeper. I'll start searching for words like brilliant, trick, things like that. Or they actually have an option that I use that you can only spy on sites that have a redirect. And they say that 99.9% of the time, those are affiliate sites. So you can target just the sites that are a redirect. Brand sites, they don't redirect. They just go from yahoo.com to walmart.com. And we go from yahoo.com to volume tracker to our pre-sale domain, you know, it redirects 16 times. So if you want to find affiliate only campaigns, look up AdVault's redirect only targeting. So that's what I do. I log in, see what's running. I'll usually see a pattern. You'll see like a lot of the same offer being run by multiple people, multiple domains. I'll go out, look at their landing pages. If they're all the same, I'll just steal one. If they're all different, I'll take three and test them against each other. And then as far as like indicators, I know people say that the longer a campaign's running, the better chances are that you'll make money with it. And that is true, but I don't really worry about that. What I'm looking for is whatever's hot. If there's 5 people doing credit reports, I'm probably gonna test credit reports. That's one. Then if I see 3 people on the same traffic source doing skincare, VSL, I'm gonna go ahead and test that. And I just get their assets and I throw the stuff at the wall and see what happens. It's not a very scientific method. I take all of their assets, let's say the top 3 looking verticals, throw them all in the traffic source, just like you're rolling the dice, expecting to lose all of my money in the beginning. And I do exactly what we just went over. I spend about 3 days, see which one does the best, and then pursue the best one. So don't worry too much about a scientific approach to spying. You don't need to be an expert at spying. You need to be able to log in, identify a trend, and quickly launch the campaigns. Like 90% of your job as an affiliate marketer is to launch campaigns. Spying helps, scripting helps, copywriting is a big help. But if you're not able to launch campaigns quickly, you are dead in the water. So I will not give you a detailed instruction of my spy process because you don't need it. You're probably wasting time. Just quickly log in, identify the trends, and start testing things right away. Let's see another one that has a lot of likes. Here we go. This one's got a lot of likes from Chromix. What are your thoughts on having 2 separate blacklist campaigns and having different bid tiers to try to take up another cheap ad slot on the widget? Same question for whitelist. I don't understand the question. Sorry, I'm trying. You guys ask questions that are like 16 sentences, run-on sentences. I'm trying my best. You ever bid very low on a big ROI campaign on a particular topic, see if you can traffic? See how profitable, or do you waste of time micromanage? Okay, I got it. Chromebooks, I got it. I'm going to start with your last question. It says, do you ever, we're talking about Rev content here. 99% of you guys are on there right now. And he has a question about, do I ever run a big RON campaign on a very low bid and see if I can just scrape the bottom of the barrel for traffic? I don't do that. It's a waste of time. I'd rather spend my time trying to be on top of the traffic. Bottom feeders, like maybe it will work, but it's gonna be a pain in the ass. You're gonna have a lot of garbage you're bidding on, and your bids are gonna be so low, you'll get zero quality traffic. As far as creating separate blacklist and whitelist campaigns with different bidding tiers, I don't do that. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't work. Every rep at Rev Content recommends it. I tried it one time. This is what my setup looked like. I have a blacklist topic campaign that's basically fishing for widgets that are profitable. When I find them, 3, 4, 5 conversions, when they're proven to be profitable, I'll pause them in the blacklist, put them into the whitelist. That's exactly what I do. So I have 2 campaigns. This one's a feeder, $100 a day feeder, and this one is the one that's gonna make money. This one's gonna lose money every single day. This one's gonna make money. So what he's saying is sometimes people will have 2 sets, 3 sets of these. They'll have bidding tier A, bidding tier B, and bidding tier C for each one. So that's 6 campaigns. So you're bidding 50 cents up top, 25 cents here, and 15 cents here. And they claim that you can get a lot more traffic, or that you can, I have tried it once, I didn't like it, and I didn't do it again. Doesn't mean it doesn't work. But I've found the most success on generally sticking with the premier traffic on the network. I'm not much of a bottom feeder. So again, unless you're making like $1,000 a day on your current setup with Rev Content, don't do multiple campaigns. Do 1 blacklist, 1 whitelist. When you have that mastered and you can't push any more traffic out of the network on those 2 campaigns, then consider adding a second tier. But until you've maxed it out and you're making a minimum, let's say $500 a day, which is very attainable on Rev Content, until you hit that point, don't worry about anything else other than your feeder blacklist topic and your profitable whitelist topic. That's it. Don't worry about different devices, different countries. Until you hit 500 a day profit, do not worry about anything else, because you'll just get confused. Hope that helps. Good question though. And to tell you the truth, I have tried that on many, many different traffic sources, not Rev Content, but I would try bidding like a penny on Facebook and just see what I get. And you always get garbage. All right, here's one from, oh, these have a lot of likes. From Truthbender. What's up, brother? How often do you upload new ads to Rev Content? Only as necessary. I don't have a specific routine like every 4 days I upload 3 ads. You can create an algorithm like that if you want to, a system. But I just let my ads run until the performance drops, and then I upload some more. So it's not really a like 5 ads every 4 days type of system. To me, it's like, are my profits up? Yes, leave it alone. Profits up? Yes, leave it alone. Profits up? Nope, it died. Okay, 5 new ads. That's really it. If it's not, what do they say? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And sometimes when Brax.io first came out, people started uploading hundreds and hundreds of ads every day into Rev Content. And they had to do like a system-wide outreach email that said, look, you guys have to stop doing that. I think they actually capped the number of ads you could upload in a day because people were just abusing the system. And the truth is, if you upload 100 ads a day into Rev Content, you're never going to get anywhere. I keep mine at 5 per campaign. That's the maximum, 10 max, you know, and then I'm pushing it. I like to keep it very simple. I'll upload 5 or 10. If no ad catches fire after like 48 hours, I'll upload 5 or 10 again. It's a very simple process. I was always wondering how you go about looking at stats in volume. What is the first thing you look at and the second thing? That is not something that I have an answer for. I just look at my profit first, and if that's fine, I don't really look at anything else. If it's wrong, I'll dig in and see what's going on. Normally, I'll look for ad IDs next and see if ads are profitable or non-profitable, because sometimes if my profit goes from, I'm supposed to be at 1,000 right now and it's at 200, I'll go, what the hell happened? And I'll dig into the ad IDs and see that some ad is spinning out of control at a loss, and I'll pause it. But that's about it. If profits are fine, don't dig into your campaign. Half of this is just leaving things alone. Like, a lot of people can't leave their campaigns alone. They're like, I think I'm supposed to be uploading new ads because it's been 3 days. It's like, dude, are your profits steady? Yes. Well, then why upload anything? Don't upload anything. Go outside. Go talk to your family. Go to a restaurant. Go anywhere. Don't touch your campaign. And a bonus question from Truthbender is your top 3 book recommendations to read before 2017. And I would say no books. Don't read any books between now and the end of the year. Launch campaigns. To some degree, I think reading is helpful, but it is a distraction from the actual job in affiliate marketing of launching and optimizing campaigns. You can read all the books you want about how Toyota built their factory, or whatever, daily routines of this and that. Those are fun to read, but they really won't help you launch campaigns. You need to launch campaigns, optimize based on your data. If you run out of, that's really all you need to do. Stop reading books for the rest of the year. Just stop. Launch campaigns. If you want to read something for entertainment, sure. Think and Grow Rich is my favorite book of all time. It talks about masterminds and mindsets and things like that. Daily Rituals is great, but I really don't. Right now, I don't read business books anymore. I realized I was reading all these books and just kind of wasting my time. I read like 30 books last year related to business, marketing, copywriting, and you know what I'm reading right now? Black Sabbath music biographies. I'm reading autobiographies of bands because I get more enjoyment out of that than I do the business books. So sorry if that's a disappointing answer, but if you really want to focus on affiliate marketing, stop reading books, start launching campaigns. Here's one from CGM. What up? Got a lot of likes on this one. Could you give us more details on how to identify a widget ID with too much bot traffic and how to detect it as fast as possible? Yeah. What's the best indicator to find a bot? Couple things. Extraordinarily high CTR on the ad is usually an indicator. Like if your baseline is a point or like a 1% click-through rate on your ad, if that's your general basic baseline, and you see that you're getting 30% click-through rate on your ad from a certain widget, it's a bot. And same thing goes for the landing page. Look at your landing page, and it'll either be 0% landing page click-through rate, or it'll be like 97% click-through rate, or 197. Sometimes I see that. Because with bots, what they'll do is they've gotten smart enough to make them, they used to not click your landing page, and that's how you would identify bots. So they upgraded the bots to where the bots would actually click your page. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a big, big multi-billion-dollar industry per year, bot traffic. And that means fake traffic that places like RevContent, Taboola, Yahoo, Google, Facebook, they all have it. About 20% of their network is fake traffic that they just send to you so that they can make money. And it's guys that have sites, they put them on the Yahoo network or on the Taboola network, and they send fraudulent traffic. The traffic sources are in on it. They're making billions of dollars off of it. And that's why for affiliates like us, our first job when you set up a campaign is to try to weed through the bot traffic, get to the real traffic so that you can then start the campaign. Remember, your first week, you might be getting only bot traffic. And you'll go, this campaign doesn't work, but it will work. You just have to keep spending money, eliminating the bad widgets, and then you finally get to a place where you can see real stats. So I look for extraordinarily high or extraordinarily low ad CTR, and then I look for high or low landing page CTR. And those are very fast ways to identify. Like on Rev Content, for example, you can spend $2 and get well, that's not enough. Let's say $10. And if you're bidding 50 cents, that's 20 clicks. If there are no click-throughs on your landing page and your baseline general average is like 15, 20%, you know for a fact, or not for a fact, but there's a pretty good chance that that's going to be a bot. And you can pause right away after a $10 spend, just done. Or if it's, that's for like a higher payout offer. If it's an offer that pays out $1, you could probably do that based on 5 clicks, 10 clicks. It's really depends on the offer payout. But yeah, man, that's what I look for. Extraordinarily high click-through rates, extraordinarily low click-through rates. And you can optimize them out very quickly doing it that way. Okay, here's one from Ramon that got a bunch of likes. And he says he's having trouble targeting on Rev Content. And his rep told him that targeting one topic at a time is a bad idea and that interest targeting is the way to go. What do I think about that? Well, let me tell you. Their reps are pushing interest targeting right now because it's new, and I'm sure that they're hoping to make more money with it. I tested it, and it was zero difference from the topic campaign that I had. They worked about the same. So what that says to me is if you want to copy or if you want to do targeting on topics, that's great. If you want to do interest, that's great. I would use interest targeting personally as a scaling method. So let's say I'm doing topics and I've maxed out the topics, I've optimized out everything, I've gone through every topic they have, and I'm done. If I wanted to scale, I would try some interest targeting because maybe I'd get a sideways wedge of traffic that I'm not targeting yet through the topics. And maybe some sites don't do topic targeting, they only do interest. So you might get some new placements there. But it's not gonna be magic and it's not gonna be instant profits either way. So that's what I think about that. After learning to run only proven offers and copying landers, I feel like having the first initial targeting and bid is my biggest problem. Yeah, so do this. And this is just general advice, but it's a starting place because remember, every campaign starts off losing money. Your job is to set it up and then make changes on the fly based on the data that you get. So what I would do if I was you is what I recommended at the beginning of this call. I would use the most common sense topic or interest that matches your offer. Again, if you're doing a skincare VSL, target women's health, women's beauty, something like that, and start with the very basics. If it's desktop, put your bid at 50 cents. If it's mobile, put your bid at 25 cents. That's a place to start. That's not gonna solve all your problems, but it's a place to start. And a lot of people want finite numbers so they can write down so that they can start, and that's what I would do. Take the most common sense targeting approach possible. If it's a financial offer, put it on news sites. If it's a health and beauty, put it on health and beauty. If it's related to humor, put it on humor, whatever, you know. Or if it's targeting seniors, go for the senior targeting. You can do it through topic or through interest. And then adjust after you launch. Expect to lose money in the beginning. I would guess that you guys that are saying you're struggling with Rev Content, you're struggling because you're losing money on your initial setup and launch, and you have to know that that's part of the process. Just keep going with it. Optimize out the bad stuff, keep the good stuff. Hope that helps, Ramon. Glad you're here, brother. He's been a member for a long time. Glad to have you here. You will get it. Just stick with it, man. Stick with it. Let's see. Here's a great question from Fat Stacks. What's up, Fat Stacks? What time is it? 3:36. We're moving right along, guys. All right, here we go. Fat Stacks says, have you ever encountered a campaign where you put, we're talking about Rev Content again, blacklist and whitelist. If you take the proven widgets from the blacklist and put them in the whitelist and they don't work, that happens all the time. I don't know why, I don't have an answer, but what I do is and this is let me stress this, alert, 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 listen up. Let me stress to you this. Half of the success that I've had in the industry is based on the fact that I don't worry about the small details. A guy told me one time, this is a guy that was making $250,000 a month selling his own product on AdWords. He's been doing it for like 20 years. He lives on an island. He's amazing. Millions and tens of millions. He's just wealthy beyond belief. I was working with him early on, and I was asking him, I was an affiliate for his offer, and I said, I need you to pay me some other way besides PayPal because I'm losing like, you know, $16 a week on fees. And he laughed and he said, Malin, he said, let me give you some of the best advice you'll ever hear. He said, don't worry about the small change. Focus on the big bills. Don't worry about the small change. And I was like, I didn't really understand what he said until much, much later down the line. But what he meant by that is if a widget gets 3 conversions or 4 in your blacklist campaign and you put it in the whitelist and it dies, I don't care why it happened. I don't care. All that I'm focused on is putting more widgets in the whitelist campaign, more and more and more and more. That is the only focus of the campaign. There's no questions. Why is this doing this? This ad was getting a better CTR on the blacklist. I do not care. And here's what happens when you don't care. I just did this. Last month, I set up a Rev Content campaign, blacklist, whitelist. Started the blacklist campaign, losing money, but I was finding widgets and dropped them over. This whitelist campaign was dead. For like the first week, it just didn't do anything. And I had the same concerns. I'm like, why isn't that working, man? You know, it was doing 180% ROI in the blacklist. And I dropped it over here, it's not working. But instead of like trying to figure that out, I just kept dumping all month, kept dumping whitelist widgets, more and more and more. And at the end of the month, the whitelist campaign was making like $800 a day profit, and the blacklist campaign was losing like 100. But the problem solved itself. You know what I mean? Because my focus, instead of trying to fix this one widget that wasn't working, I just kept dumping more widgets in there. That was my focus. So it has happened to me all the time. Maybe you got lucky in the blacklist. Maybe something changed on the website in the meantime. But the point is to not get lost in trying to figure that out, and then focus all of your energy on finding new widgets and putting them in there. Just bury that thing so that if it works or if it doesn't matter because you've got 100 more widgets in there. You know, that's the focus. Just keep feed it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you guys. If it does make sense, post a comment in the forum and let me know. Because, man, it sounds like common sense, but everybody gets it wrong. It sounds like it's not even going to be important, but it could be the most important thing. Don't worry about the small change. Focus on the big bills. And the end of that story was when he told me that, he was paying me maybe, what, let's say just for numbers, I don't know, $1,000 a week. And let's say I was paying $10 in fees. And I really wasn't happy about that because to me that was $40 a month and that was a lot of money. Flash forward 4 months later, he was sending me so much money per week that the fees no longer mattered. Like it wasn't even a thought anymore because there was so much money coming in. And he was right, 100% right. Same thing could be said for, people ask me, how do you get around wire fees when I receive payments or when I send money to a traffic source, I get charged $25. I'm like, don't worry about it. Just focus on getting your numbers up so big that $25 means nothing to you. And that will solve all of your problems. Let's see what else we got. All right, here's some that have no likes or maybe one, and I'm going to do real quick answers. Malin, do you plan to write more mad letters like it was before? Yes, when I have something to say. I'd rather post nothing than give you guys clutter that you have to dig through to get to the good information. I only write a mad letter when I have something epic to share. Otherwise, no. Here's one. APM free. Okay, here's a good one. My rep hit me up with 500 widgets, 500 whitelist widgets for the offer I'm promoting. I'm currently running at 50% ROI negative, running all these widgets in a single campaign. That's good. That's good. Thumbs up. 50% negative on 500 just random widgets, whether your rep gave them to you or not, you're running on 500 random widgets. So the fact that you're only losing 50% is great. So the best strategy to take this into profitability, that's what he wants to know. What I would do is spend $100 a day or whatever you're able to spend at a loss and lose money every day and pause every whitelist widget ID that spends 2 times or whatever the offer payout. 2 times is good general advice. Just pause them when they spend 2 times with no conversions. And it's going to take, it could take you a week, could take you 2 weeks. But at some point, if your rep is worth a dime, you'll end up with, out of the 500, maybe 50 widgets that will make you money. Maybe 60, maybe 82, I don't know the exact number. But out of that 500, you're basically doing an RON campaign right now. And you're going to have to, just like any other campaign, weed through the junk, and then slowly but surely the gold will start to reveal itself. And the benefit of doing it the way you're doing it is you can do it in one campaign. And at the end of the campaign, you'll probably be making a profit. The only question will be volume, because there's no way in hell all 500 of those widgets are going to work for you. You're probably going to have 100 or less that make you money. So your job is to spend the next several days, weeks, pausing widget IDs when they spend 2 times the offer payout with no conversion. That's your only job you have to do. Oh, 2 times, pause. Oh, 2 times, pause. 2 times, pause. Don't worry about angles and ads and everything yet. You're focused on trying to get the bad widgets out and get yourself to at least break even. Then start playing with angles and ads and landing pages and stuff like that. That's what I would do. All right, let's dig around a little more. Okay, here's a question that I get asked a lot. From Florida, IM. What's up, brother? Have you ever tried to get a discount from traffic sources for running a lot of volume? I'm currently spending 6 figures a month on Rev content, and if it's possible for me to even get a 5% discount, that would be great. Right, yeah, that is a tactic that can be used. I know affiliates that have their only profits. They would set up multi-million-dollar break-even campaigns and then negotiate with the traffic sources for discounts, and then their profit would be whatever the discount was. So I knew a guy, he was spending several $1,000,000 a month on a big media buy network and breaking even, losing a little bit of money. He just kept pounding him with money, kept spending, giving him money. And then later, but you have to remember, we're talking about, he probably had spent $5, $6 million. He said, I want a 15% discount. They gave it to him. He was instantly 15% profitable, turned it around, made a tremendous amount of money. So the tactic does work. With Rev content, probably not. What I'm talking about, that was a direct buy situation. He was working with one of the big media buy companies, managed media buys, and they were able to offer him a discount. Rev content, probably not a chance. 6 figures a month isn't enough money to really raise their eyebrows. You're going to definitely want to be in the multiple 7 figures a month for them to probably even consider it. That being said, I have never heard of Rev content or Taboola or any native ad. I've never heard of any of them offering a discount to anyone ever. So if you want to play that game, you need to go to places like, what's the big one? I don't even know if they still are pounding, but ValueClick was a big one back in the day. I don't do media buys. I haven't done direct media buys for years, so I can't even really tell you the big networks now, but that's where you get it. Because normally they're marking it up like 40%, so they can give you 15% no problem. It's like affiliate networks. They're taking 25% of your payout. So if you ask for an extra $1, they can give it to you, no problem, because they're taking 10 or whatever. But you will never get a discount on Rev Content with 6 figures a month. They don't care. You have to remember, guys, these guys are doing hundreds of millions a year and giving discounts to no one. So what I would do if I was you, instead of trying to get a 5% discount, I would try to get a 5% increase in payout. Because if you're spending 6 figures a month on Rev Content, you've got a serious campaign going. I would try to do things on your side. I would negotiate higher payouts with the affiliate network, or I would try to jump the affiliate network and go direct to the advertiser, because that's an instant pay increase. Or I would try to add a second offer to my landing page if that's applicable to your campaign, and just try something. Like, you'd be surprised. You can add 10, 15% extra ROI by adding a second offer to the landing page. And it doesn't have to be like a step 1, step 2. You just have to mention the other product on the page somewhere, maybe in the right bar. Hey, you like credit reports? Maybe you'll also like this skincare lender, BSL or whatever, you know. You can kind of sometimes put it like a quote unquote ad that actually on your landing page that goes to another offer. Sometimes it will negatively impact your campaign because it will be a distraction. You know, if they're reading about credit reports and there's this blinking skincare ad, and they're going to click that, and it may not work. So in some cases, you may have to test like 5 or 10 different secondary product options. But man, when you can find the right one, like I'm running a campaign right now. Yesterday, the secondary product made about an extra $1,200. That's free money. Same campaign, same traffic, same cost. I just put the second product on there about a month ago, and it was like instantaneous free extra cash. So that's what I would focus on, man, because unfortunately, Rev Content is 99% not going to give you a discount for any reason. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it. Okay, here's one from Livs. What's up, man? I love Liv's icon in the forum. It's like this person holding scales. I can't see what's on the scales, but it's awesome. I love that. Couple questions. Are there people on Rev Content who promote their own products? Yes. Is this how great products become available to affiliates? No. But there are people that run their own products on Rev Content. They're running their own internal traffic. Happens all the time. But if I'm just guessing, but I'm guessing maybe you have your own product that you're considering putting on native ads. That's fine. But if I was you and I owned the product and the domain and it was a real product that I could run ads to, I'd do it on AdWords or Facebook, 100%. If you own, like if it's you and it's a book you wrote and you're trying to sell your book, I wouldn't do that on Rev Content. Rev Content's for like affiliate offers, you know what I mean? I would do AdWords or Facebook for sure, 100%. Build an email list, all that. Any particular tips on promoting a direct link ClickBank offer? I don't know that there's any specific tips to that, other than if you can make it work, it's a dream scenario, because you don't have to use a landing page, and that eliminates a lot of work on your part. If you're gonna, I'll give you some tips. Promoting a direct link ClickBank offer. ClickBank in general, if you're running a ClickBank offer and you're doing some volume, you're getting a lot of sales, contact the people that own the product, because ClickBank will actually put you in touch with the advertiser. Affiliate networks won't do that. They're like, oh no, we don't want you to know where this is coming from, because they don't want to get skipped. But ClickBank will give you the contact information for the person that owns your product. And I contact the person that owns the product and say, hey man, I'm affiliate ID 63921. I'm doing 1,000 sales a month. What do I have to do to get a bonus from you guys or a payout increase? And a lot of ClickBank products will pay you performance bonuses. They'll say, okay, if you do 100 sales a month, you get an extra $1 per sale. If you do 1,000 a month, you get an extra $8 a sale. If you can do 5,000 a month, we'll give you an extra $25 per sale. And I've run campaigns on ClickBank in the past, and they were break-even campaigns, but then I structured a performance bonus, and I ended up making a killing, because instead of me making $0 per sale, breaking even, I was now making $25 per sale on the exact same campaign, exact same traffic, exact same everything. So my biggest tip for ClickBank would be, if you get something to work, contact the product owner and build a relationship with them. No one does it. Most people don't even know you can do it. But ClickBank is unique in that they will put you in contact, and you can get those performance bonuses, man. I mean, and you can make tens of thousands of dollars a month just on the performance bonuses if you're running enough traffic. Plus, most people, if they're running a break-even ClickBank campaign, would turn it off. But if you're getting a performance bonus every sale, you know, you can scale that break-even campaign into the biggest campaign you've ever run in your life, and just try to keep it, make sure it's breaking even. As long as it's breaking even, you've got that $25 performance bonus coming in, and you can make a killing that way. I'm glad you asked that, because, man, no one knows about that. No one knows that. I tell people, and they go, what do you mean? I've been doing 100,000 a month in sales for this ClickBank product. I'm like, dude, contact the guy. And they'll call me back 2 days later and go, oh my God, you know, this guy he's bought me a house. He's flying me in a private jet to meet me. You know, it's like all this crazy stuff. Okay, we're getting to the end. We've only got a few minutes left. So I'm gonna go through, I wanted to answer this question from Adam. What's up, Adam? About offers with high payouts. $70 to $200 payouts. What kind of testing strategy and budget do you start with? This is a great question, because I run these kind of offers, not 200, but 70 is a great payout. I would run a $70 payout offer. Do you test at 2 times offer payout per variable, looking to spend $2,000 to $3,000 a day? No. What I do is I try to protect myself, because these high payout offers, when they work, they're fantastic, because you're making $200 a sale. I mean, if you can figure it out, you can really make a lot of money with these things. But you can also lose a lot of money trying to get it to work, because you have to spend $200 to get 1 sale to break even. You know, if your payout was $2 and you spent $200 and you broke even, you would get 100 sales. So you would have a lot of data. But if it's a $200 payout, you spend $200, you get 1 sale and break even. You don't know anything. You have to spend $2,000, $10,000 to even really get an idea of what's going to happen. But what I do is this, with the big payout offers, to limit my risk, because I've lost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars testing these offers in the past. And I just did one recently, and here's exactly what I did. Instead of doing what you're looking at doing, $2,000 to $3,000 a day just to get the information faster. I mean, you can do it that way, but it's very risky. You'll get information faster, but there's a good possibility you'll lose thousands of dollars. What I do with mine, let's take $70, for example. I would put my daily budget at $150, set it up, launch the campaign, walk away, leave it alone for like 3 days. And that way I'm seeing, all I'm trying to see is if the ads I have and the offer are even going to work at all. My goal over that first 3 days is to maybe get 1 or 2 conversions. If I don't, if I get nothing, I've got to try a new angle or new ads or a new offer. That way my risk is very minimal. I just did it with an offer, and I did it the wrong way first. I think I lost $9,000 testing this offer. It had a payout was about $90. Other people were running it at very high volume, so I got real aggressive, tested, I lost my ass. So what I did the second time around was I tested it, just like I said, double the payout was my daily budget. I let it run for multiple days. If no sales came through, it was dead in the water. I tried a new angle. I got like 2 conversions that second attempt, scaled it up from there. But that's the way that I do it. Of course, if you have a couple $1 million sitting around in the bank and you want to spend $2,000 or $3,000 a day just fire hosing it, trying to figure it out quickly, you can do that. I mean, a lot of us do that too. But if you want a low risk way to do it, that's what I would do. Multiply the payout by 2, If it's 200, you're spending 400 a day, and your goal after 3 days is to get one sale, at least one. If it's 0, you're in big trouble. If you get 1, there's hope. If you get 5, hey, it's going to be a good campaign. Let's see. I think that's it, man. I mean, there's a couple I can answer real quick. I'll give you just quick because really no one liked them to vote. What kind of experience do you have with pay-per-call offers? Very little, but I know guys that are doing really well with it. If I give you a lander, would you be able to discuss it on the call? No. Obviously, that's a little late. I didn't see that. Here's a good one. How do I get someone to take me seriously at Rev Content? My ads are uploaded, but they're just pending. I emailed them, and they sent me back a bunch of questions. Do I need to drop more than $35 into the account? Yes. You need to spend a couple thousand before they'll even speak to you. If you don't have the guts to spend a couple thousand, they don't want to bother with you. For 35 bucks, they may never respond to you or approve your ads. It sucks. Your ads will get approved, but it might take a week. And they just do that because they're greedy. I mean, it's unfortunate, but they're greedy. The reps there, they get money based on commissions. So if on my account, I drop like 30,000 in there at a time, and I get a contact immediately. That's kind of like how I get them to pay attention. I just drop money in there, and they go, "Hey, need any help with anything?" It's magic. Put 35 bucks in, they're gonna look at it and go, "I can't make any money from this guy." You know, but if someone drops in 10 grand, they're like, "Oh, okay, this might be a money-making opportunity." They're just like us. They're trying to make money. They're not trying to, you know, do a lot of work. They want the fastest and easiest money possible. Sucks, but they should get back to you at some point. I would hope, Mike. If it's been longer than a week, I'd upload a new campaign and try it again. Here's the final question. This is going to be it. It's 4 o'clock. We're going to talk a little bit after this question, but this will be the final question from here. And again, as I don't know if you were here in the beginning, I can't see the chat box. So if you're chatting and asking me questions, I honestly can't see it. YouTube changed the way they do the live broadcast, so we're just going to have to work within their world. But here's the last question from Sophie. Sophie Lau. Well, there's a party going on outside. It says, when the offer doesn't perform good one day, do you drop the bid of that campaign, or do you just use that offer from a different network, or do you replace it with another offer? Sophie, I don't do any of that. If the offer doesn't perform good for one day, it'll probably snap back the next day. Like, I try not to make big decisions based on one day performance. So if I'm making on an offer, if I'm making money on an offer on Monday, then Tuesday it loses money, I don't change anything. Because a lot of times on Wednesday, you'll make money again. Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. And if you make adjustments on the fly like that because you're terrified of losing money, you might kill an otherwise good campaign. Now, if there are multiple versions of the offer on other networks, like let's say you're doing car insurance and there's 5 car insurance offers, what I like to do sometimes is test all 5 in the morning at the same time. And normally one will do better than the others. If you have that luxury of having multiple versions of the offer, you can do, I call it the race. I set up a race in the morning and I'll send traffic to all 5 offers. Then I'll see one, like this one does $50, these do nothing. This one does $2, this one does $3. So I go with the $50 offer and I run that one that day. So you can do that, but try not to make too big of changes because the offer may just be having one bad day and the next day it could recover and fix itself. So I hope that helps. A good question though. It happens all the time to everyone, especially if you're in a lead gen field. One day you'll get a $5 EPC and the next day it's $1.50 and there's really no explanation. The next day it's back to $5 and then it's $18 and then it'll drop down to $1.50 again. I don't know why. But it's a fun game. Anyway, that's it for the questions, man. Sorry if I didn't get to your question. My voice is actually going out from talking so much, so we're going to wrap it up. But I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. And if you're watching the replay, thanks for tuning in to the replay. It's funny, people are still posting questions into the thread. I can't keep up. Oh, here's one. What are your bread and butter verticals and traffic sources? Not a chance, man. No chance. If I gave that away, there'd be 1,000 people launching it at the same time. And the truth is, you don't need my traffic sources and verticals. They all work. There's hundreds of them that work. That's it, yeah. Okay, that's all for the questions. Thanks for tuning in, man. It's been a great, solid month. My couple things that have happened in the forum this month is we got some new members, a lot of new members actually. And the one that stands out is a new guy named Marlon, because our names are almost the same, and he's also from Oklahoma. But I did a little research. Marlon, I don't know if you're watching this or not, but he looks like an interesting guy. If you haven't seen his intro thread, dude's launched something like 90 products over the last 20 years, copywriting out the wazoo, all kinds of cool stuff. He's an interesting character, one to watch. So his username is Marlon something. Look him up. And also, we've got a couple of my own personal friends have joined, people from my masterminds. They don't want to be named. They don't want people to know who they are, so I won't do that, but they're here. We've got some monsters lurking around, and hopefully they'll start posting some really cool stuff in the near future. And other than that, man, I hope everybody's having a great year. It's end of October, so what's left? November, December. We got like 60 days in the year left. I can't believe it. And then the big New Year's rush will happen. And that's an exciting time. If you've never been around affiliate marketing, January 1st is probably the biggest bomb. So when I say the biggest bomb, it's the biggest rush of people shopping online. Everyone makes these New Year's resolutions, and they're buying things online that they think will help them. So anything related to health, wealth, fitness, making money, changing your life, yoga, anything that's that people do to improve their lives and make resolutions about will be tremendously huge. So we can even start a thread in the forum about, someone start the thread in the affiliate marketing general that's wrapped around New Year's resolution ideas, and we'll just mastermind and brainstorm some ideas of things that, of course, losing weight, quitting smoking, stopping drinking, making more money, all the stuff that you and your mom and your sisters and your brothers, uncles and aunts, everyone does these things. Let's compile a list, and then after we make the list, we'll come up with affiliate products that are out there on the market that you can use to target those New Year's resolutions. Because you want to start setting them up now. Like if you set up a New Year's resolution campaign on January 1st, you're too late. Because there's guys like me that set them up in November that are already planted out there, and we own the top spots, and we've already got it all figured out. So the best bet is to set it up now. So someone take charge on that. We only need one. Don't start 10 of them. But put it in the affiliate marketing general. Name it something like 2017 New Year's resolution thread, and we'll mastermind that together and hopefully have a lot of fun with that. I also want to shout out to Rainmaker, one of our forum moderators. He's been posting some really cool stuff in the angles and copywriting section. And he posted a great one yesterday that has about 75 covers of these gossip magazines. And he pointed out a simple, cool thing. The buzzwords that they use to get your attention. And remember, these guys have spent hundreds of millions of dollars testing magazine cover headlines. They know exactly what works. And the big crazy words that they've chosen are bolded, and they're in yellow. They stand out like crazy. So the idea is you can take their proven ideas, these headlines, twist them into your own campaigns, and you've got a pretty good chance of them working. It's a really fun thread that he posted. So thanks to Rainmaker. If you guys see that forum, be sure to like it. Give him a shout out because he's doing some cool stuff. Oh, here it is. The thread is called Mad Society Sex Scandal Cover-Up. It's perfect. That's why I clicked it. That headline made, I was like, what? Mad Society Sex Scandal Cover-Up. Not only is there a sex scandal, but there's a cover up. That's the best thing. So Matt Seide had a sex scandal, and it was covered up. I had to read it, and that's what you want. You want people to have to click your ad. Copywriting 101, man. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for tuning in to everyone. If you have any follow-up questions, post them in the Q&A thread in the forum, and I'll do my best to get to them. Or if you know the answer, go ahead and post it there for them. I love our community. You guys are the greatest family on earth. I think this is the most unique forum I've ever been a part of. And man, I hope everybody makes $1 billion. Let's do it. Get to work. And as always, I will see you in the future. How do you stop this? See you guys.